Thank you, Chairman McCain, Senator Reed, and members of the committee for the honor of introducing to the committee Dr. Heather Wilson to be the next Secretary of the United States Air Force. I've known Heather for nearly 20 years and submit that President Trump could not have selected a more qualified candidate to lead the Air Force in these challenging times. I first worked with Heather in the House of Representatives when she was elected in 1998, but most recently have had the pleasure of working with her as she leads an exceptional engineering and science university in our state, the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Throughout her pathway to this nomination, Heather has repeatedly demonstrated her leadership abilities and her commitment to duty. Not only is she a distinguished graduate of the Air Force Academy, but she continued to earn her master's and doctorate degrees as a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford University in England. If confirmed, she will become the first Air Force Academy graduate in history to serve as Secretary of the Air Force. Heather served as an Air Force officer in Europe during the Cold War, in the United Kingdom, and at the U.S. mission to NATO in Brussels. Upon leaving the Air Force, she served on the National Security Council staff for President George H.W. Bush, working on NATO and conventional arms control. She later moved west to marry her husband, Jay Hone, and within a few years started her own company working with the national labs and large defense and scientific companies. However, she was soon called back to public service, and she headed the Child Welfare Department for the state of New Mexico. After her election to Congress, where she served for a decade, she quickly became one of the go-to members on national security issues. Heather wasn't afraid to take on tough issues, ranging from oversight of the President's terrorist surveillance program that led to the reform of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or sexual assault at the Air Force Academy. And in a town where whoever speaks the loudest often gets heard, people would get quiet when Heather spoke because they knew that she had ideas that were worth listening to. And now, as President of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Heather has ushered in a new era of excellence, and the school is well positioned to remain a foremost engineering, science, and research institution. She's also a dedicated parent, adopting a son and raising 2 children. I can remember her son Josh coming to the floor of the house with his mom when he was about knee-high. Her daughter Caitlin is in college and I understand has about 5 tests and a project due this week. And her husband Jay, an Air Force veteran himself, is in South Dakota today recovering from shoulder surgery. We wish him a quick recovery. They are a great, supportive family, and they will be good for the Air Force. Mr. Chairman, Heather's has been a proven leader since her days as a cadet. She is well-versed in national security policy and nuclear deterrence. She understands the Air Force's key capabilities of air and space superiority, global presence, rapid global mobility, precision engagement, information superiority, and agile combat support. She understands the Air Force's tremendous responsibility and role in our national security and will be guided by the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all the Air Force does. And she understands the importance of not only rising to meet the challenges of the day, but to look ahead to defeat the threats of tomorrow. Mr. Chairman, I'm honored to be with you today and honored to be able to highly recommend Heather Wilson to you and your committee.